Hey guys, it's Mac from Simple Theory Gear. Before we even jump into the video, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, happy, and healthy holiday season. Wishing you the very best in the new year. And just want to thank all of you for all of your support and just wonderful encouragement throughout this past year. So thank you very much. As we move into this video, just kind of a quick video, I'll get through it as fast as I can. I want to answer some questions that we've received about using alternative fuels in the Pack Stove XL. Now, those alternative fuels, whether you're using like a Trangia burner or a Sterno canister. And really what we're talking about when we get into this is how to adjust to get the most effective and optimal burn range or headspace, or, I'll be using those kind of words interchangeably, but really the most effective and optimal range between the top of your burner and the bottom of the vessel that you're using. Now, there's a lot of talk on the internet about it being 1.25. Some people think it's less, some people think it's more. I'm going to just throw it out there and say, experiment with your stove and find out what works best for you. Because within what people are saying, there is the battle between consumption and combustion. And what that means is you may have a faster boil time with more space, but you're going to use more fuel. Or you're going to use less fuel and have a little bit longer burn time. And there's other variables which we'll discuss, or we should discuss, which is the kind of container you're using, the type of fuel that you're using. Because when you look at alcohol stoves, people are using heat, they're using isopropyl. I use clean strip fuel. Those three actually burn very differently. They have the same similar chemical composition, but when you put them through your fuel and the way you heat, the way they expand, there's a lot of things that go on that because those chemical chains are different, it's a little bit of a different burn. So when you look at the Pack Stove XL, let's kind of get right into it. And you put your alcohol fuel in, your alcohol burner in, you will notice that from the top of the container, this is with the Trangia, because there's different kind of discrepancies based on the alcohol burner you're using, but from the top of that to our burn ring, right, elevator burn ring, is about 1.5. That is very purposeful. Through all of our testing, we found that because of the way our stove works and the kind of encapsulated nature of it, and it's going to push that flame profile up, that 1.5 was the nicest or best balance between consumption and combustion. And that is with, of course, small containers. Now, when you go to large containers, there's a couple of things that you can do. When you go to a larger container, you can leave the heat ring on, the elevator burn plate on, and allow that flame to cascade. It'll still cascade without it, but as you'll notice, you're now more towards 2 inches. Now, part of that is because we added more space for exhaust when you're using biofuel. But the other part is because you start closing down more of that space, and you're building in more internal temperature, that flame profile will grow. What you can do if you want to bring that back into harmony, some people like to use the cap of their alcohol burner. I like to use the cap of the Pack Stove pack tin. All right, I just drop the pack tin in, put the burner right on top, and then you're good to go. All right, we're right at it. So again, and looking at that distance, just to show you guys, it's going to be around that 1.5 again. It's not going to be 1.25. If you want to kind of start playing with that and honing that in, you're going to have to do some different variations. Now, one variation that we heard, and this is the 7-ounce container of Sterno. There's, of course, different sizes. One of our awesome customers, funnily enough, I was having the same conversation online the other day with Simply Lisa, and she's on YouTube. She's on Instagram for a while. I think she's going to go off soon, she said. But even she has a blog. When she uses her Sterno, she uses the entire pack tin. Puts that down. Because with Sterno, they say the optimal range is about 1 inch. So she'll put that in, and then she actually flips the ring upside down and is able to negotiate it to where it's about 1 inch above the actual top of the Sterno canister. So what I'm saying in all of this is that experimentation is paramount, is to find out the best way between the combination that you use. You'll even find, this is something that is very well known, is that depending on the type of pot you're using, boil times will be different. And when I'm saying boil times, it's anywhere between like 15 seconds and a minute. Sometimes upwards, like you can really push those times And with consumption, we're talking about gradients of an ounce, because people like to use that as a benchmark. An ounce of fuel will boil this much water in this time span, and then there's this much fuel left. And they're kind of looking for optimal efficiency. I say get into your backyard, try it out with your system so that you know what to expect when you go into the woods, you go into the backcountry. These are all things that we found out through hours of watching water boil. And just in different conditions. Some people actually forego the elevated burn plate, and they've been using the pack grill as their top because it works best for them, because they can simply and easily put on, they find maybe it's more of a stable base, and they can put on small containers, they can put on large containers. You know, just because you use a large container doesn't mean you have to forego the elevated burn plate. You know, when it's just really up to you. But what we want is this conversation, because we want this to be a community knowledge, a community library, so that we can give that back to our customers and say, hey, so-and-so finds this with this setup to be the most effective. What are your findings? What are you seeing? But also really just to have a great experience with the pack stove. That's above all what we want. We want you guys to enjoy your purchase, to enjoy your time, and not to have to worry about anything. That's why it's built the way it is. It's a jack of all trades, so that you don't have to worry about anything. You can just kind of make everything work. We really love this stove. We hope you love the stove. So if you have any other comments, questions, or concerns, let us know so that we can continue this conversation and make sure that we are providing you guys with the best service possible, but also the best information possible. So that is all I have for today. Again, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I look forward to hearing from you guys in the new year. Be well, be blessed, and we'll see you on the next Simple Theory Gear.